Calamity Shettima strikes again after P2B criticized the reckless and wasteful budget of 15.5 billion naira for the construction of a new residence for the vice president in Abuja, plus the 2.5 billion and other funds budgeted for the renovation of presidential palaces in Lagos. P2B said that the money is equivalent to the annual salary of 3,000 professors in Nigeria. So why do they want to spend it on one man? Why do they want to spend such huge amount of money in renovating the residence of one man? P2B said that he found it shocking and disheartening that at the time of a serious hardship in the world's poverty capital, it's very insensitive to spend such huge amount at this time. But as usual, instead of responding and proving to Nigerians the urgency of the reconstruction and renovation of these homes at this particular time that millions of Nigerians don't know where their next meal will come from, Shettima unleashed a diatribe on P2B. He went personal, even going as far as comparing the wastage to projects P2B executed in Anambra State during his time as governor. He also referenced his business interests, that he imports all manner of products to Nigeria. The only response and defense for the wasteful project was that the construction of the residence of the vice president was awarded under Goodluck Jonathan. And since the project hasn't been completed, they want to complete it so that it won't be an abandoned project. It still doesn't explain the timing and the huge budget, and like P2B said, it shows their insensitivity to the plight of Nigerians. It shows that they live in an alternate reality. Instead of explaining to Nigerians why the residence of the vice president must be built at this time, they spent most of their time throwing jabs at P2B. Well, it is not P2B they are insulting, it is Nigerians. This is because there are millions of other pressing needs that will serve Nigeria better if the 15 billion naira is spent on them. Take for instance the dilapidated police barracks around the country that have been making the rounds on social media. If 15 billion naira is spent to construct new two-story blocks, even at 100 million a piece, 15 billion naira will build 150 blocks. With 10 apartments on each floor, that makes it 30 apartments per block. It means that 15 billion naira can build new homes for 4,500 families. At an average of 3 persons per family, that's 15,000 people living in brand new homes. This can be replicated not just in police or army barracks, it can be used as a startup capital for constructing low-cost mass housing for Nigerians. But as usual, corrupt politicians are short-sighted and selfish. Even Gbajabiamila alone got 20 billion naira in the 2024 budget. 10 billion naira will be used to renovate his official residence, while 10 billion naira will be used for computer software upgrade and whatever that means. What is going on in government right now is outright robbery. They don't even hide it. The question remains, when will Nigerians wake up? And the worst part is that the few people that are speaking up are actually wealthy and well-to-do people. These are people that can afford to move to another country to live. One wonders what the poor are doing because they are mostly affected by the wastage and pillage of the country's treasury. In some cases, people who can afford a daily bread are the ones that defend corrupt politicians. Just because they might be from the same ethnic group or other reasons, these types are always the first to call the opposition wailers, that they will wail till the next election. Patriots can be found everywhere. While some might question the timing or other motives of a patriot because of his ethnicity, it still doesn't diminish the fact that their statements are loaded with facts. Let's listen to Professor Bello Bada of Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto.
Requested to say something because there are some other people here who are so much interested in what we said. Our topic is the issue of corruption as far as leadership in Nigeria is concerned. I expressed my own understanding. I said corruption does not spare any other country. And a human being, as you see him, as long as you don't implement the rules and the regulations of the country, don't think you can stop him. Human being can turn into anything. Sometimes he can even become animalistic. He even kills in pursuit of his own interest. It's universal, it's all over the world. That is why you find the world in crisis today. In Nigeria, you can really see somebody whose salary is not more than 300 naira a month, you find him having many houses, many cars, and everything. Nobody can believe what recently happened. A former accountant general of the Federation in Nigeria, who is accused and before the court of law for stealing over 109 billion naira, was last 3 weeks turbaned by the emir of Kano in Kano, great celebrations, and the people were celebrating what actually was not in our character. This is something entirely new to us. You can't believe this. People claim that Nigeria has no money. Nigeria has money, but Nigeria has mismanagement. The leaders are not sensitive. National Assembly is not sensitive at all. And not only that, if care is not taken, future elections will be very, very difficult to be conducted in Nigeria. You queue up, you vote. At the end of the day, the final decision will be taken by a number of few people at the tribunal. You move for appeal, then you move even to the Supreme Court. And for every stage you go, it is expenditure. I assure you, expenditure of the lawyers and the others. And not only that, every part of Nigeria today is soiled. The ordinary voters are affected. People who are conducting elections affected. INEC people affected. You can't believe this. And even our malams are affected. As long as we don't use our laws, we don't take care, we don't punish those who are offenders, then only God knows where Nigeria is moving to. We blame the bandits every day. Why do we blame them? They risk their lives. Then what of these people in government houses well protected, but looting treasury every day? And when we see them, we almost worship them, we praise them, we sing about them, we dance for them, we create drama for them. This was not the culture of Sokoto Caliphate. This was not the culture of Sokoto Caliphate. Somebody came here and they met Muhammad Bello during his own time. He couldn't believe that was the Caliph. He said, I'm looking for the Caliph. He said, this is the Caliph. He said, no, you can't be the Caliph. He said, I'm the Caliph. What we were told is during the government work, they use the government light. Then during their private work, they use their private things. How do we expect Nigeria to move forward? And we don't blame ourselves, including myself, university lecturer, doesn't attend the lectures, is always busy following politicians, becoming the scribe of politicians, waiting for? No, hand out. Something is really wrong. We have to think. I can't believe this. How can somebody justify to me and tell me that 500 cows being moved, nobody will trace their steps, no dust, and they disappear? And you tell me former director, NSO, another, former director, NSA, another, former NSA, another, director of military intelligence, former, another. Yet something is wrong.